Da-da-da-da. Nanowrimo 2019. We are officially going to stress ourselves out. So as you can see, I have a 3-act structure. The first week and 2 days is Act 1. And then I have Act 2 and Act 3. And then I had to emphasize this on the microphone over here. On one side of the board here, and I have to make sure that I remember November 28th means I have to spend time with my family, even though sometimes I really don't want to. And then November 30th is the bowling trip with my cousins, even though I'm probably spent the whole time writing Nanowrimo. So my board is set, my desk is set up, and I have my 3-act structure notebook / outline. So this is only day 1, and I'm just recording. I feel like crying already. So I will get started in a couple hours. I'm recording right now because it's morning and I'm getting ready for work. But when I get home, I will, start the writing piece. So I just did 1,679 words in one day. So I made my daily goal and I am so happy. This introductory chapter didn't go as well as I thought, and I'm actually slightly okay with the fact that I am just going to save this real quick on my Dropbox because this went out, it went in, it went out, and I'm like, okay, it finally saved. So I am like, my husband has to clean that. Super happy that I made my quota. I'm hoping to make my quota tomorrow. But it's 11:55. It is freaking late. I am actually surprised I haven't heard from my husband in a bit, but I digress. So I'm gonna end the feed here, and I will pick it up again tomorrow. So we are on day 2 of the first act, and I didn't even get started today until about 9:41, which is reflecting on my clock here. I had a long day. Today was laundry day. Plus my mother dragged me to a movie. We went to go see Harriet, which was very inspirational. So it gave me the strength to really get through today, to do this for the next couple of hours. I bawled my eyes out. Janelle Monáe, or is it Janelle Monáe? I can never say her name correctly. Did a great job. It's an important movie to see in Black history. I didn't even know the stuff that Harriet had to go through just to get people to freedom. And I didn't know, about her sister and the situations that led up to different people trying to find the slaves. Like, I didn't know Native Americans were helping find the slaves. I didn't know there were other African Americans trying to find slaves. But like my mother said, I'm not going to spoil the whole movie, but my mother said, much as I hate the fact that these characters are doing this, my mother said it was about survival. Like, back then, African Americans, slave and freemen, did a lot of things to survive. And it's a product of its time. I wasn't expecting to go in there. First of all, I didn't really want to see that movie. I wanted to go see Terminator Dark Fate, but my mom insisted we go see this movie, and then like next week or whatever, we'll see Terminator Dark Fate. I don't think she's going to see it. I'm going to just go see it with my sister. But anyway, I'm going to get started. Got my lucky Doctor Who. Yeah, I know the tassels haven't been crocheted in. I knitted this because I love Doctor Who, and I said, hey, let me make a Doctor Who scarf. It's great. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the month and a half it took to make this because this thing is freaking long, but the weaving in part not so much. So enough of my rambling. I'm gonna just get my word count done today and go from there. So it is midnight or really close to midnight, so I'm just gonna check in. Didn't make my quota today of the full writing county for 30 days, but you know what? I know that today was a busy day for me, so I'm hoping that I will do better tomorrow. So this is the fifth day, which is ironically November 5th of Act One. Today was a work day and I had to scramble. I was late for work this morning. Did not like that feeling, and tomorrow's election day. So it's going to be a hectic couple days. See, I wanted to bring up that before I get started with NaNoWriMo, I hate the fact that it's the one of the busiest months in the year. It's not December, thank goodness, because we know how December goes. People act insane, especially when it comes to Christmas presents and money. But this is one of the busiest times of the year. I wish this was in October, to be honest, or in summertime. But I believe that's Camp NaNoWriMo, so that's a whole different thing. Today was a hectic day. I had to go to work a little late. Had a doctor's appointment. Had to go to doctor. Got to work a little late. Then it's hard for me personally to write at work because I work at a call center. When you work at a call center, I don't know if anybody out there has ever worked a call center. Quality assurance is listening and watching in my point of view. I work for the Department of Education. When you work for, especially if you work for the government, every single call is recorded, but some of your calls are recorded with screenshots. If you're showing that you're not giving your undivided attention, you can get in a lot of trouble. So I can get flagged for saying I was not giving the best customer service possible. With that being said, it's a good thing I kind of have an idea of when my phone calls are being recorded, but it makes it hard for me to write and listen to people talking on the phone at the same time. I mean, it's great that I have my iPad, which is currently charging, to work on my manuscript, but it's still hard on days. I mean, I get the point of NaNoWriMo. I really do, which is to get off your butt and actually write. But it's harder for me to write 1,667 words, which is my goal. I am not trying to get below that goal because I want this to be an experiment that I actually succeed in, rather than just saying, oh, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it and just be done with it. No, I want to get this done. So I did manage to work, because I have two 15-minute breaks unless I work on overtime. I get, if it's like, let's say I came in at 9 because I work till 8 o'clock at night. Came in at 9, get one extra break. I come in at 8, that's a full 12-hour shift, so I get 2 extra breaks. So I get 2 15-minute breaks and 1 30-minute break, and I have to divide my time up. Now, luckily for me, the night was a little slower. Usually it's full of flooded calls, but tonight was slower, and my phone call, the quality assurance stuff was already kind of done for the day. So I did manage to, and I got my planning notebook here, but I did manage to write at least 5 pages worth of nano work, which gave me 171 words. So that's a good thing. So I got a good bulk of my work done, at least a whole scene, and not have to work on the other portions of the scenes. I'm trying to get them out now because I have my little clip thing already hooked up. I'm going to work on that. But I'm going to do this portion of it late, the first scene later, only because it's going to take me longer just to do that. And then on top of it, work on the next part because my brain's already kind of fired up. So I'm going to work on it. Because this is day... No, it's... Wait a minute. Huh. I'm not even on chapter 5 yet. I'm on chapter 3. But my goal is to work 10 days of each act, since it's 30 days in a month. And I'm planning on ending Act 1 at chapter... If I have it written down, I'm just pulling up right now. Chapter 8. is the end of Act One, so Chapter 8 needs to be done by Friday. This is a really difficult project, but I'm glad I'm working on it. So that's enough talking for me. Let's get started. Oh my gosh. I, I'm just gonna scoop my chair over like this. I I am so surprised at myself with the work I did at work and then the work I just did at home to get a huge action scene and to get a revelation of like some type of reveal I wanted to do for the story, and it's only on chapter 3. I just wrote 2,410 words, and that is freaking insane. I am so proud of myself, and I am hoping that it not just jinx myself. Um, so I just did a great production. So I may be working with a system. It may work for NaNoWriMo. Now, time will tell if it's going to get any different because I still have to go tomorrow to vote. I always vote local or the national elections. I still have work to do at work. I have projects I got to finish and obligations I have to fulfill. So I'm going to close out here. I'm going to talk to you guys again the next day and we'll just go from there. Okay, so we're on, I don't know what day we're on, but it's part of Act 1. But I'm on how to grab this? Chapter 4. And I started writing at work, so I put the start time so I can update my Nano account. And I have 846 words so far written. I don't know. I'm hoping to get the rest of chapter 4 done because I'm planning on for the first act, because there's not so many chapters, to get the full 10 days to write the first act, and then next week is the second act, next week is the third act, and it's 10 10 days per act. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm also watching Little Mermaid Live In, which is I'm just gonna move this microphone up here. I'm actually a huge fan of Little Mermaid, so I'm actually kind of excited to watch it, but I'm also kind of annoyed because it's like they did a musical, but then they just added in scenes from the actual 1980 movie. So I'm like, what the frick, man? Like it's almost like they kind of shortchanged the live action one, but it's all water under bridge. I'm still gonna watch it, see how we go with this. So we'll see what happens. Let's just get started before I go completely bonkers, because I'm currently listening to the scene where Sebastian kind of reveals to King Triton that Ariel's in love with some human, but I know Queen Latifah's about to come on as Ursula, so I'm gonna listen to that while I'm writing. So I'm gonna get started. Okay, so watching let's put this over here. The Little Mermaid live action while I was doing this was probably a bad idea. I couldn't get all of my thoughts out, but to be honest, it wasn't that good. And it wasn't the singers, you know, the girl who plays Moana, Avani Kuala, I can't say her name. She did great. Queen Latifah did great. The person who played Prince Era, Shaggy did great. They were great. It was just the way they did the live action. I was thinking it was going to be a Broadway, but all they did was cut and paste the original movie with the singing scenes. And I felt kind of cheated, only because I'm an original Little Mermaid fan. To me, if you're going to do Little Mermaid, go broke or go home. You just pretty much chopped up the movie. So people who watched the original movie got confused. I definitely was confused for a minute, but I've seen that movie so many times, I kind of knew what was going to happen. But then you didn't even bother to revoice all the characters who were singing in the actual live action. You couldn't tell me that wasn't kind of late. It was lazy, and that's my whole. I think that's why I didn't like it. It was super lazy. I know Jodie Benson will always be my arrow, but you didn't even give the new chick a chance to even do the voice acting roles, even though she's already played Moana, so she's actually got experience voice acting in a Disney movie. You got Queen Latifah, who is a singer, and she has acted, and I think she did a voice acting a long time ago. Shaggy, I don't know, but the fact that you didn't even replace the voice actors to have them do the voice acting roles says a lot. And I know this is supposed to be the intro to the new Disney Plus, but no, it wasn't. It was like I don't even know how to feel about that, to be honest. But anyway, back to Nano. Today's session was 2060 words. So I'm on a roll. I think I'm going to write a little bit more into chapter 3. And I think because I wrote something different than what was on the outlines, now I have to make them all connect. So I'm going to shut it down for tonight. And I will talk about this again tomorrow. Okay, so this was a weird morning. I got up at like 9 o'clock. I started an English script at 9:15. And then I was done at like... Let's flip this around. I was done at like... Wow, I got some chapped lips. What, 7? No, I was done at like 10, and then I had to hop in the shower, and then I ran late, super late for work. Like, not super late where I was going to get in trouble, but I was still late for work, and it can't happen again. So I'm coming to that realization because I didn't go to bed till like 1:30, and I got up at 9, and then I started working on my manuscript. I can't keep doing that because it it makes my next day go rougher. So as you can see, I'm kind of like I'm trying to take off my socks while I'm talking to you guys because my feet have been sweating like little piggies all day. I can't do like what somebody who's younger can do and stay up super late anymore, and I don't know why, because I'm not that old. I'm like in my early 30s, but it's like, I guess my mom said your body changes. Like you can't do what you used to. Like my mom can get up at 6 a.m. and she'll be sleepy around 7 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm wide awake, but I'm starting to get to that point. So with the nano realization, if I was to work full time, as a writer, I guess I would be doing a lot better. But since I'm working, I'm still kind of shuffling out my schedule and how I want to do my nano for the month. But also on top of that, I did manage to do almost 800 something. I forgot to write it down, and it's really embarrassing. Words for Nanowrimo at my desk at work, and then I printed it off, which is in my get out my purse so I can keep going. But it was like a connection to the story. It was an add-on I put to the story, and I added it in because the way this chapter starts, it doesn't connect if I just leave the dating portion in there and didn't talk about, I guess, the fallout and then the next step that happens to the main character. So I'm still on that. So I'm gonna just get started and we'll see how this goes. Well, I'd like to thank iOS 13 for ruining my experience with QuickTime, so I have to record on my other device. But I'm going to end this session really quickly. I made my quota, well, way over my quota. And I know I'm probably not going to finish it before midnight because I have to write like 5 pages worth of double space paper on top of the scene I'm already still working on. And I just wanted to get this recording in before midnight, but I will definitely put in how many words were worked before the final product. So, bit weird day and disappointing night. So,
I will talk again tomorrow.
So I'm not even sure what happened last night, but I'm glad I had another camera to record the last of the session. Now, I prefer to use my webcam, which is what I'm using right now, but push come to shove, um, I have a Samsung. I mean, it's not my official phone. This is a spare phone from a friend, but I can always use this thing. Not only do I use it for my Spotify and my YouTube music when I'm home, this way I can just use this thing's getting on my nerves. Not only can I use it for Spotify and YouTube music, I can use it just for streaming songs, and I don't use my iPhone, which is what I have. I have an iPhone 8, and I don't want to use up, like, crash my iPhone, which weirdly enough sometimes it does happen. I guess because and it's out of focus. I have no idea why it's doing that, but whatever. Let me just see if it. I'm in dreamland. I must be in dream. Okay, there it is. Um, but the good thing is, you know, well, with the iPhone, like I said, I don't want to, like, I already have enough apps on my phone, on my primary phone that I use every day to make phone calls and everything. So I don't want to use that. I use my Samsung because Samsung, even though they have this iPhone versus Samsung bullcrap that's been going on, Samsung actually does have a better camera than my iPhone does. My iPhone runs out of memory quickly when I record, so it's easier just to use the spare phone rather than my iPhone to do other recordings because my iPhone does get overheated. I can't just transfer files. With the Samsung, I can just plug it in and then go from there. But enough about all that. We're here to talk about Nano. So I actually got so much work done at work. It was a miracle, and I think it's because our call queue was so low that I was able to get some of my Nano work done. So I'm gonna get started on that. I already started 8 o'clock this morning, and I had to stop to get ready and go to work. So let's get started. Go from there. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, one, my arms actually kind of hurt because I'm taking this document, and this was a double space because it was single space and then I double spaced it so I could see better when I'm doing this at work. And then I go home and retype the entire scene on my story staff. Now, the thing is, my arms are freaking sore, and I think it's because I'm going click, 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 click the whole time. Um, so I wrote a lot today, and I'm actually really happy. I'm gonna end this soon, and then talk again tomorrow. Um, what I will say is writing in single space and then printing in double space and then putting on here, it hurts my arms, but it's easier to read because I type quickly, and this is even without the me putting in the speeding up the video. I actually type really fast, and reading in double space, I think I learned this because I learned how to type in high school, and what my teacher used to do was put everything in double space. She said it was easier to read instead of trying to read those single space, and she's absolutely correct. I can just go look at this and then go back down, make sure I'm spelling it correctly, and I don't even have to realize need to remember how to spell correctly because Storyist app actually double spaces it, so it actually kind of helps do a third of the work that I need to do. But I'm gonna end this feed, and I'll talk again tomorrow. I have some ideas of what I want to do. I'm so November 9th is supposed to be when I end the manuscript for Act One, and what I think I'm gonna do is this: once I finish a manuscript, I'm gonna print Act One. I'm gonna write down end of Act One so I know for a fact this is Act One, And then what I'm gonna do is print it and put it in the binder so I can just start on Act Two and then put it all together. And this way I'm not printing like over 300 pages at the end, because 300 pages is a lot of paper and a lot of ink, and I don't want to be just wasting all this paper at one time. It's easier just to print it out in chunks. This way I'm saving on money, I'm saving on paper, because we're going into the new year and I'm going through some new money saving options. So that's my thoughts today. I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. So we are on day 7, and as I have shown, I'm wearing my Nanowrimo 2019 shirt. It's Friday, dress down day, so I decided to wear my Nano shirt. So today I must have jinxed myself because I was doing real good yesterday, and I kind of messed up myself up this morning. And I think part of it has something to do with the fact that I work in a call center. So I can't focus on Nano the way I want to unless I'm on my breaks or on my lunches. Sometimes the call queue gets slow and I can work on it, but it's not to the capacity like I normally would if, let's say, I didn't have this type of job. Customer service is one of them jobs where you can't just bugger somebody off and do something else, because if you do, you're going to get in trouble. The point of customer service is to serve the customer. But I did get some words down. They're not as much as I normally do during the day, and that's because today was such a high volume. And I expect it's going to be a high volume closer towards the end of the month, because we're going into December, and usually during Christmas time, that's when everybody somehow miraculously cannot pay their bills during this time of the year. So that's my rant or review, or I should say complaint about working in customer service. I'm going to get started. So I was part of watching a NaNoWriMo sprint by Sarah Golan. Sarah Schreiber. I know I'm messing up the name, and I'm really sorry if she's watching my video. I can't think of it right now because I'm also trying to get my stupid Storyist app to work to save. And I think it's Dropbox, so I'm probably going to have to save to Google Maps. Google Docs. Hopefully it'll work, but we'll see once I'm done this feed. But I'm happy that I actually made my quota, and now I get to eat my Chili's meal and kind of relax. When I watched my outline, I just realized Act 1 will be finished tomorrow rather than Saturday. Sunday. I am so scrambled to think because it's late and I'm getting tired. Saturday like I thought. So what I'm gonna do is probably work a little bit later after midnight, and then tomorrow I'm gonna print. If I make my work quote, I'm gonna print it out and then put it in my notebook, and then I'm gonna work on Act 2 on Sunday. So I'm probably going to end the video for Act 1 now, and then work on Act 2 and then update again on Sunday, and then we're going to go from there. So I'm still doing my vlogging schedule, but the only difference is now I'm working on Nano, so it's a little more serious. Well, not serious, but still serious, but it's not going to be as 5 days a week or 4 days a week. Every 4 day, I'm doing this, but I'm just typing this real quick. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna end the feed here, and then I'm going to edit everything out, and then I'll have my total word count done, and I'll talk to you guys again for Act 2.